So here is that. First of all, we have to know basics. So let me spell this whole thing for you. Let me do this first of all. What is this? So I have written some type of problem here, which will read para for you. Once you start web scraping, you uh,
Once you start web scraping, you
noticing that
start to
browser do
appreciate
this
all
for
the
you.
little
This is
things that
this is
browsers
the larger
do
HTML
for you.
formatting, CSS
The
styling,
web, without a layer of
JavaScript, and
HTML
so
formatting, CSS styling, JavaScript, execution, and image rendering, can look a little intimidating at first, but in this chapter, as well as the next one, we'll cover how to format and interpret data without the help of a browser.
um, in this chapter, I start with the basics of standing a GET request, a request to fetch or data get the. If you haven't spent much time in networking and internet security mechanism, written in Python seem a little mysterious. You don't want to think about that exactly. www dot no, http dot google dot com. These days, you don't have to. In fact, let's accept this thing. Let's try our coding. Here's our code, and now for that I just need what I have to do. Need copy it and save this file data fetching.py. Then it will automatically create a file for me with the name of data fetching. लग गई मेरे वेब स्क्रैपिंग की बात. So here is the data. So here is the file where we can fetch all of the information. Is the data where it will fetch all the data. So you can see it open the HTML pyscrapper.com. This is the website. Let me visit here. Let me visit here first of all. When I will go here, then it will. You can see here is a book of that, and cannot more collecting more data from the modern web. And let me go here again, and when I will run this code, then it will like fetch some data from the website. This is the website, and where it is fetching some of the data. Head HTML.head means it will get a little more data. Then you can see the useful page title and an interesting title. So it is very interesting that let me go here. Inspection. Let me see what is the result. Title, the useful page, and the body and the interesting title. So you can see. Let me turn off this first of all. And you can see collecting more from data, and let me go directly here from the old page html.http. When I will go here, then you can see all the website. You can see the interesting title, and the result of that is same as like this. Interesting title names. Let me let it await for you. Read para underscore para. And when I will do this,
Lor
then it will
emixum
read
dola
for
sit
you,
amet,
and it is very
consectetur
easy
adipisising
for me
alit, sed
to
duius mod
tell
temper
you the
incididunt ut
code.
laborit dolor magna liqua. Ut enim adminim venum, quis nostrud exercitation alamco laboris nisi ut aliquip exia commodu consequot. Duis aut iurior dola in reprehenderit in voluptate volit silum dolori u fugit nulla pariatur. Exceptius intercicat cupidatat non proident, sunt in culpa qui officia desa un.
And let's know something about this. I'm going here, and inside this you have to you just need to press URL lib, which is a website URL lib. And when I will press here, then it will give me some basic information about this URL lib. So it is empty. I think there are a lot of work in this. So let me close this, and I will be let's type help information. And first of all, I have to import URL lib dot request, and in a help, then it will give you all of the information that you should know. before working with this, and URL lib. I need to know the, I think, and to know what does that page do. Let me give you some important here. Let it read for you because it seems very hard for me to
Help
read
on
it
package ulib.
because
Name. Ulib. Module reference. https://docs.python.org/3.9/library/ulib. The following documentation is automatically generated from the Python source files. It may be incomplete, incorrect, or include features that are considered implementation detail and may vary between Python implementations. When in doubt, consult the module reference at the location listed above. Package contents. Error. Parse. Request. Response. Robot parser. File. C:\users \nearage \appdata \local \programs \python 39-32 \lib /erlib __init__py.
so I think here it is done, and let me go here. Installing Beautiful. Beautiful is another best uh, module which you should install, and let me install here, and which is pip install BS4 BS4 Beautiful Fit 4. Let me do an installation of it, and it will automatically install my module without interrupting the same DM. It will automatically install, so I don't need to. So you can see I already satisfied, so it will tell me successfully installed. So let's forget all this thing and start with our programming. And uh, in the BS4, this is the beautiful soup module, and in that we can have information about this. So let me go here in this chapter. So let me read it for you. Wait para and the para.
Running
So I would
Beautiful
like to
Soup.
read for you all of the
The
things,
most
and I
commonly
don't
used
need to
object in the
make it
Beautiful
more
Soup
complex.
library is, appropriately, the Beautiful Soup object. Let's take a look at it in action, modifying the example found in the beginning of this chapter.
Below, and you can see this is that the program, and let me copy it all the thing, and I will give you the example of it, and which will be very helpful for you to learn something. So I will just copy it and create a folder. So in that you can see an interesting title. So it fetch a head part of it, like as I showed you before. This is the interesting title. This is the HTML that it is fetching some data from here, and let me go here first of all, and here you can see it will open this and read this, and it will the head part of it, and you can see the h1. Let me give you the HTML of it, and which is very important part in this. And in this you can see here this is the head part, and it is first of all fetching the data from the h1, and this is the title of it, and that's the very important part that we should know, that it is suppose this is the h1. Let me do some type of configuration here that you should know. There is a div, and inside div, and let me go here and type some modification in the data, that h1, and I will type a div, and let's see what it will return. Then you can see it returns some type of value here, which you can see here. So that's the interesting part, and let's ahead and let's go with this. So you can see it is explaining all the thing, but I will not explain because I think you are pretty smart too. What is a parser? There are a lot of things that HTML dot parser have some information about this, and I will just write here get parser dot and search in Google. I don't need to open any say Chrome or any other type and write there. Just give the information about this, and let me read it for you. I read underscore para.
The
Then again I
HTML
read for
parser is a
you, and
structured markup processing tool.
the HTML
It
parser
defines
is
a
a
class
structure.
called HTML parser, which is used to parse HTML files. It comes in handy for web crawling.
So I think I read it. I will tell you once again. The HTML parser is a structured mashup processing tool. It defines a class called HTML parser which used to parse HTML file. It comes handy for web crawling. I think you know the meaning of this and web scraping. Let's have some images that how does it exactly work. So this is very confusing. I think you will feel bored. So I will cut everything and I will give you some information, new information. And in the beginning of it, this is not real. There are all the things like the first, the first in the HTML text object is based on the second specific parser that you want beautiful to use on how to create. And let me in. It will give you all of the information here, and here I can use LXML. Let me read it for you.
HTML.parser is a parser that is included with Python 3 and requires no extra installations. In order to use, except where required, we will use this parser throughout the book. Another popular parser is LXML. This can be installed through pip $pip3 install LXML. LXML can be used with Beautiful Soup by changing the parser string provided. BS equals Beautiful Soup, HTML.read, LXML. LXML has some advantages over
So we can install
HTML.parser in that it is generally better at
LXML.
parsing messy or malformed HTML code. It is forgiving and fixes problems like unclosed tags that are improperly nested, and missing head or body tags. It is also somewhat faster than HTML.parser, although speed is not necessarily an advantage in web scraping, given that the speed of the network itself will almost always be your largest bottleneck.
I think we are done with this. Let's run this code and this and here you can install what I told you. Let's install this. We can install LXML and let's see it will install or not. Already satisfied. Yes, I can use this and let's have a deal with exception that we can face when we are working with because it is not necessary that it will uh, the website is changeable, so there can be some type of exception. So this is very important in our web scraping to handle the website. What is that, bro? Let's try. Let's try. Let's try. Let's try. And here you can see that I will run the code and the server will not found. And let's try manually that it is really what it is showing. Copy. Let me go here and then it will like yes. So check out this two. Spelling is correct. It's the spelling is correct. So you can see the error was correct and so let me use here this website, which is this copy, and let me paste here the link of it and let's modify it and maybe see the answer of it. This output that which we should know it worked. You can see here this is how this exception worked in this Bible book. And of course if your page is successful from a server, then it is a issue of connecting to the page. That's why. So I think you know only thing and you can do the thing. Let me read for you. Read underscore para.
Of course, if the page is retrieved successfully from the server, there is still the issue of the content on the page not quite being what you expected. Every time you access a tag in a Beautiful Soup object, it's smart to add a check to make sure the tag actually exists. If you attempt to access a tag that does not exist, Beautiful Soup will return a none object. The problem is, attempting to access a tag on a none object itself will result in an attribute error being thrown.
So you can see read for you that what I told you before exception and where I was so have uh,
So how can you guard against these two situations? The easiest way is to explicitly check for both situations.
So like that, and this is the exception that where we use a catch and try and catch. So how you can use it? So let me how to use try and catch in Python. So it will like search for me and like Google search, and you can see the try and exception block for the
The try and except block in Python is used to catch and handle exceptions. Python executes code following the try statement as a normal part of the program. The code that follows the except statement is the program's response to any exceptions in the preceding try clause.
So you can see what was the exception, that it will catch some type of error, and if that exception occurs, then it will return some type of string. So by this we will understand this, that what exactly the catch and exception is. Run this code, execute this code when there is an exception. So this is pretty simple, that you have to use it. And like that, the writer and the author of this book is written. And let me run this whole code for you, that what it will return now. I don't need to create any file because here I have created already. What is the exception, bro? Return none and try. Return exception and return title. Return title if else. Where was the exception, bro? Okay, and that there was exception. मैं तो रोज ही खाना दूंगा टाइम saying that. So let's understand this code by manually. It is fetching the h1 and exception authentication error, and it will return none and return the title. What exactly the title is? Title is here, the body HTML dot return. If there is any exception, then it will return none and return the title. And let me run this the title. And I have to write the function here, get title, get title, and it will like. Okay, I need to create here. They already created this for me. So let's run this, and it will like give me the title could not found. Okay, there was this. The exception was this, and let me review this code. And now we find the title. So you can see an interesting title. So thank you for connecting in this, because chapter is over and there is a second chapter. And let me ready for the ending of it, and after that we will close our live streaming.
When writing scrapers, it's important to think about the overall pattern of your code. In order to handle exceptions and make it readable at the same time. You'll also likely want to heavily reuse code. Having generic functions such as getSiteItem and getTitle, complete with thorough exception handling, makes it easy to quickly and reliably scrape the web.
I think this is over now, so let me finish my live streaming, bro. Yeah.